Sorry about that. Look at me starting off with a tech boo boo. Hey, 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 my healthy, wealthy tribe. We are here with another Thursday night well vibration. And in this one, I have two amazing guests that I'm going to introduce in just a moment who will share their journey, their amazing, incredible, in my opinion, admirable journey of doing 90 days. They did not 30, not 60, but 90 days challenge on YouTube. They went live every day for at least 30 minutes. So, what we're going to do tonight is allow them to introduce themselves. You get to know a little bit about them and what they're doing on their channel and connect with them, show them some love. Then we're going to tweak their mind and find out what that journey was like for them, where they were before that journey began, and where they are now. How do they feel about it? What did they accomplish? How did it shift their vibration, their mindset? And any little thing that you might want to ask in the chat, you are welcome to ask in the chat. But you got to be live. If you come after, I'm sorry, I can't guarantee they will come back and answer. So without further ado, let's bring on our amazing guests. We have Slasher Chick and Coach Sherry. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Let me get some applause going here for you guys. Give me a moment. Charlene is not very tech savvy. But here we go, here we go, here we go. I think this is it. Here we go. That's not it. But we'll work it.
Some good music though.
All right. So let me listen, guys. Background celebration because it is my birthday week. It is my birthday week. So I'm celebrating as I share knowledge with you guys. So happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, my darlings. So thank you both for being here. I am so honored to have both of you here. When I found out what you guys were doing, I said I have to bring them both on. I don't know when it was going to happen or how it's going to happen, but I'm so grateful we were able to put it together and present to the community what this challenge was like for you guys. But before that, I'm going to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself individually to the audience. Tell the people who you be. We're going to start with Slasher Chicks, since she came in first. Go right ahead, Sissy. Take it away.
Thank you, Charlene. Happy birthday. And nice to see you, Coach Sherry. My name is Alicia. My channel is called Slasher Chick TV. Because I like to talk about growth mindset and negotiation strategy. So you don't have to choose between this or that. You can say yes to this / that, with the concept that we play multiple roles in our life and trying to be this / that. How do you maintain balance and continue to grow and live your best life in that way? And I had this channel for about 5 years now. I had pretty much abandoned it. And when I decided to come back to it, I really needed a way to boost myself starting over. So that's what prompted me to want to do a challenge like this. Did that cover it, Charlie?
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to bring part of my listen, guys. Yeah, no, I'm not tech savvy. So give me a moment. Let me get Coach Sherry up there.
All right, that's great. That'll be a great segue into how I like to talk about growth mindset, because we'll just shift that language. You're continuing to build your tech skills.
Right.
We won't speak of ourselves.
That's right.
Tech savvy.
We all are.
Exactly.
Thank you for that. I love how you guys fix my crown. So, okay. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. So please make sure you connect with her. Her link is in the description box. Go show her some love. Now, Coach Sherry, take it away.
Hi, everyone, and happy birthday, Charlene. I'm so happy to be here celebrating with you for your birthday week. And it is an honor and privilege to be here. I know that when we were going through this challenge, you had mentioned to Slasher Chick and I that you would want to have us up for a post live just to discuss the outcomes and our thoughts on that challenge. And so I am Coach Sherry, and my channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, real life real issues and real talk. Some may view my channel as a variety channel because I have a lot of different types of things, but it's all related. And it just all, to me, puts me in the mindset of myself and my life and how I've done such a variety of things, but they all are connected. It is that those pieces to that puzzle that fits perfectly, that provides you with transferable skills, knowledge, experience, things that no one can ever take from you, but that makes you who you are. And that's why I just include all different aspects of my life, advice, be it taking you places with me and exposing you to things that I see, and just sharing words of wisdom and nuggets. And I enjoy it. The 90-day challenge was leading up to my Sweet 16. I have been on YouTube for 16 years. Oh my goodness. And I have to say, I've been on YouTube for 16 years, but not as a content creator. I've been a content creator for about 4 years solid. And I was introduced to YouTube, just like many others, by Googling something. I had a question and a YouTube video popped up, and I just kept on viewing different channels. And then I said, you know what, I could do that too. I have stuff I want to share. And when I noticed I was going on my Sweet 16 of having this channel, I said, I need to do something to shake things up, to do something a little different in celebration of having been on an internet platform for that many years. And so that's who I am and how I got started.
All right. I kind of did it right this time, I think. You guys like this layout?
Yeah,
Sure.
this is pretty cool. I just
Yeah.
learned something new from you.
Well, close, but it's good.
I know, like, oh, we're right in the face.
It does feel like what the vertical lives feel like.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're
definitely
right. And I
something-
tested it out. I just learned something from you the other day when I was on your live, that you could actually go live vertically from StreamYard. I didn't know that. Apparently, it's a new feature. So I'm like, hey, let me try it. But I'm not very comfortable with it. But if it's what the people want and you get more people in,
Yeah,
I'm going to make it work for me.
mm-hmm.
So without further ado, now you both said, Slasher Chick, you said that your reason. Wait, do you prefer me to call you by your name or Slasher Chick? You let me know.
I don't care.
Okay.
As long as you don't call me late for dinner, we're good.
Right.
Okay. Now, you said you wanted to kind of amp your channel up. That's why you did the 90 days challenge, right?
Well, amp it up, but also I had been just away from the channel for a really long time. And I just hadn't done anything consistently for over a significant period of time. And so but I did miss it because I really enjoy YouTube. And so when I wanted to get back to it, though, I really wanted to figure out a way to how do I make this sustainable in my life. And so I needed a way that it was going to be something that if I would miss it at the end, that by the end of this challenge, if I'm not actively YouTubing, I'm going to miss it. Something's going to feel like it's missing. And it definitely solidified that and was able to accomplish that goal. So that was my main reason. Make this a non-negotiable.
Okay, gotcha. What about you, Coach Sherry? What was your goal for starting this insane in my mind 90 days challenge?
Insane. Well, interestingly, I started it out as a 30-day challenge. And at some point early on, I found Slasher Chick, or we found each other. We were in maybe a lot. I don't know how we found each other. I can't recall at this time. And I was like, she's doing the challenge too, but she was doing a 90-day challenge. And I said to myself, the most I could do is 60 days, maybe. I'll do a 60-day. But then I thought about it, and there's strength in numbers. And so I said, I'm going to do this with her. I'm going to up mine to 90 days too. And I definitely was trying to increase my YouTube content muscle. The one thing I know, a shortcoming for my channel has been not having that consistency. And just like Slasher Chick was saying, doing this on a consistent basis was going to increase that. And also just get me into the habit of doing something intentionally every day, and in hopes that when the 90 days is over, which it is, that I would want to do something every day. And I did. I missed it. It was like, and Slasher Chick and I both said this, it was like leaving college, when you move out of your dorm and it's like you look back at your empty room like, wow, I had some good times in this room, or on this campus for this semester. And so I tried to implement another type of challenge, which was another 90 days, because I felt like 6 months, it takes 6 months to really form a habit for real. Some people say 21 days, some people say 28 days. No, it is actually 6 months. You could do it every day for 21 days, but it's not going to stick and stay with you. But doing it for 6 months, it will. So 90 days is 3 months, and it was significant. I've gone through so much in my life in those 3 months, which was like,
Wow.
what? So it did prove to me that no matter what goes on in your life, if you want to be a content creator, you absolutely can upload something every day. Maybe it doesn't have to be 30 minutes every day. Sometimes that was a real challenge, but definitely you should be able to put something on your platform.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. So can we agree that this challenge shifted your mindset and your vibration, your energy towards doing what it is you set out to do?
Yeah.
And I got to tell y'all, I really, really admired what you guys were doing. And I supported you, both of you, as much as I could, because you guys didn't just show up on the platform and talked about nonsense. You shared valuable content each and every time. I'm always like, okay, I might not be able to text, but I'm in the background taking it in. Like, you guys really share good content. I kid you not. Like, Slasher Chick, she gives me this vibration of, oh my God, I'm so cool. I'm so techie. And I got all this knowledge about how to change your life or shift your vibration. And you have a wealth vibration that I vibe with. When you meet your soul tribe, you kind of know. I feel like you're one of those people for me. Same thing with you, Coach Sherry. You got that similar vibration to me, where you talk about, okay, shifting your mindset, living well. You don't focus on the money side of wealth, but you focus on wealth, if you know what I'm saying. Because wealth is 360. It's not just the coins. And you teach us how to live well, how to make sure we set boundaries and take care of ourselves. And girls, ladies, I appreciate y'all. Y'all inspired me. I even did like a 7 days challenge, and I realized, girl, it wasn't a challenge for me because I realized I was kind of going live every day anyway, and I'm juggling 2 channels. So I'm like, it didn't break any new muscles, but I could not do that 90 days straight. I'm telling y'all, with all that I got going on. So hats off, hands down. So now let's get into the analytics. Your channels before you started the challenge. And guys in the chat, welcome in. I'm so sorry. Welcome in, y'all. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to give you each shout outs when we get towards the middle. But I want to ask, right? What were your numbers like before you started the challenge? And did you have a goal in regards to your numbers before you started the channel? Like, oh, I want to get to this number, whether it be subscribers or watch hours or whatever. Did you want to get to a certain number at the end of the challenge? Did you have any goals like that?
I did.
Okay, go ahead,
Oh,
Slash.
I know you, because I was about to say, I'm going to let Coach Sherry find it in her notes, because I know in her notes, she's got it labeled down to Coach Sherry's notes. She can go back to the very beginning of the challenge and tell you all her analytics before she started. And I guarantee you she can tell you all of them by the end, because she takes copious notes and has a wonderful system. So she knows when, where, how, what, and who said it. And that's a great
That's
example
amazing.
of one of the things
Now,
I
that's something
learned.
I probably would not have done. I'm
Yeah,
not,
but it's one
that
of the
detailed. I
things I
might think
learned.
about it after the fact, but I think that's a really good setup.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh,
it's one of
Slasher
the things
Chick, you're
I
kind
learned.
of glitching out.
Oh, am I freezing? Hold on. I'll
I'm
pause
sorry,
here.
I missed what you said. You were glitching out. Did you hear her, Coach Cherry?
I could hear her.
Oh, then it's me. I must be glitching then because I didn't hear a thing.
I hear both of you just fine.
Was I speaking over her? Because I
A
couldn't.
little bit.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. I promise I'm not rude. I'm not rude. Mama taught me right. I am polite. All right, go ahead. Take it from the top again. I'll mute because I couldn't hear.
No worries. One, we know you're not rude, Charlene. It is one of the things that you'll learn with live is like the delay and being prepared for the challenges. But I was just naming that was one of the things I learned from Coach Sherry and an example of some of the unexpected outcomes that weren't things that I planned for and during the challenge, of like lots of things that I learned along the way that had nothing to do with YouTube, but just helped me in life in terms of like productivity and organization, etc. But originally my goal was, I would hope to get to monetization and get 4,000 watch hours by the end. That was the original goal. That definitely shifted over the course of the time. But I know the first the first like the metric I can say I know that changed was my subscribers did grow over that time. And it didn't grow exponentially. I think maybe over those 90 days, I might have gained, because I've gained some since then, and my notes aren't as copious. I think I might have gained, like, say, 30 subscribers total. But what was better about them than anything else was they felt really organic, of people who were legitimately interested in the things I like to talk about. Mm-hmm. What about you, Coach Sherry?
And so for me, I definitely was like, let me stop playing and try and get this channel monetized. I finally crossed over the 1,000 subscriber threshold. And I know for me, the watch hours has always been a challenge. So that was definitely one of my main goals. And I knew that when you turn a year or your channel turns a year, oftentimes YouTube will take away all your hours and start all over. And I was like, I do not want to see a zero again. Listen, I'm fortunate so far. I haven't seen a zero, but I did not get monetized. However, I did gain a lot of watch hours. So when I started, I had 1,109 watch hours. And at the end, 2,262 watch hours. So in 90 days, I grew over 1,000, well over. And in terms of shorts, because they also give you the views on your shorts, I had 3,000. At the end, I had 10,000. And with subscribers, and with subscribers, I had started out with 1,302 subscribers, and I ended it with 1,465. And the crazy thing, I have been stuck at that 1,465 since ending. And it's not that I haven't been posting or anything like that, but maybe because my lives really, when I looked at the analytics, it wasn't my lives really that was growing my channel. It was my shorts and my pre-records. So that's what I've been doing mainly, but my channel hasn't really been growing like that. It hasn't been recognized or in the algorithms maybe. So, this is all making me rethink and, to move forward with better intentions that are going to help me achieve those goals that I'm setting out for myself. Yeah, so if I can get to 3,000, doesn't even have to be 4,000, but 3,000, so that I can have membership, because I want to do some incredible things with my membership when I get to that point.
So I already want to be a member, and I don't even know what the perks are, because I know you lay it down, girl. You give us the good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of memberships, y'all, check out the memberships on this channel. It's amazing. You get to rock with me. We get to vibe in a barter club where we exchange our knowledge to help each other grow as entrepreneurs, building that mastermind alliance. If that's something you're interested in, or you just want to support your girl, I'm like, hey, I want to contribute to prosperity and wealth, because that's my vibe. Y'all go ahead and check out the memberships. Thank you in advance. And for those of you that are celebrating my birthday with me, you want to give to the birthday funds, I have my Cash App in there, or you could just send a super chat. To those people that give already, y'all, thank you so much. But I'm working on. Usually every year for my birthday, since I started YouTube, I did it before YouTube, but since I started YouTube, I would come live on my birthday and kind of like bring attention to a particular charity and encourage people to donate to the charity. But this year I'm doing me, because I need a new camera and a new laptop, because my son, he jumped on the laptop. It's broken. It's a struggle. So that's my goal for my channels, to get those two things. So for anyone that would love to donate, hey, thank you. And those that give already, man, I get so excited when I see those cash apps coming in. Like, thank y'all so much. It really is a blessing, and it's a joy to share some of my goals with the community. So with that said, let's welcome in everyone that's in the chat, and then we're going to continue Guys, if you have questions for these amazing women, these successful women, drop it in the chat. I see my brother Tuba Man is in the house. What up? K Plus Gaming, my super mod. Thank you for being here. Oh, and thank you for always sharing those links. Look at him. Ah, bless you, darling. Buddha everywhere. Buddha's in the house. Welcome in, Sissy. And of course, Slasher Chick is in the chat. Hello. And thank you for the happy birthday. And one love. And who else is there? Who else did I see? I saw somebody else. Listen, if I miss y'all, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean I don't love you, because I do. So let's carry on. Now, were there times when you felt like, oh my God, and I'm asking this question because I did a 30-day challenge when I kind of just started YouTube, maybe a couple months in or a year in. I did a 30 days doing some kind of content every day, whether it's a short, a live, or a video. And that to me is kind of breaking it up. It's not so bad, because if you get lazy or if you get like, oh God, I'm tired, you could just drop a quick short. But you guys didn't take any shortcuts. You did straight on lives. Were there days when you felt like, oh God, I'm tired. Can I really do this? And if you felt like that, how did you push yourself to just get it done? What kept you going?
Listen, I definitely felt like that many times, and many times. And one thing I'll say is that having an accountability partner helps, because when you're on a team, you don't want to be left behind. You don't want to be the one holding the team down or back or anything. And so I would be like, okay, I will go to Slasher Chick's channel and I say, okay, she didn't go live yet. Hold on. Like, I have some time, or let me go because I know she's going to go on, or oh, she went on already. Let me go. Let me just do it. It's 30 minutes. I could do it. Because that was my downfall before. If I didn't feel like it, I just wouldn't do it. But this pushed me to go further than I thought my limit was. And, that's the important thing, I think, about a challenge. But you know what? I think that we did this challenge a little different than most, because absolutely, there are some people that in real life go live every single day. Every day they go live.
Yeah.
But I feel like the lives that Slasher Chick and I did were developed with real intention. Yeah, we would have some where we would talk and cut up and everything, but we really were trying to give real content nuggets that people can take away. We were thoughtful with our lives. And I think that was a big challenge within itself, trying to figure out what can we give to the viewers that was going to add value. And that's what I know. That's my thought. And every time I looked at Slasher Chick, I have a whole notebook of notes from her live. Yeah. So that's what she was given too.
Yeah, you guys really listen. Let me tell you, Slasher Chick, thank you. I am now using Chat GPT. I don't even know how to say it right, but you know what I'm talking about. You helped me to get over to that. Like, okay, just do it. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. Like, some of the stuff that I talk about, sometimes, it's just to outline it and stuff. It helps me with that. I'm like, ew, this thing is giving me structure. And who knows how much more it can do. I didn't fully explore, but I just want to say thank you for that, because my tech self is a little shy and like, oh, I just want somebody to do it for me. But you kind of give me that inspiration to just try the damn thing. It's not that hard. And
right, you can't break it. I love that. I love hearing that. But I definitely want to second what Coach Sherry said about having an accountability partner. Really, really does help for those days where you don't feel like it, because it will happen that you don't feel like it. And so that totally just want to second that feeling of, well, let me see if Coach Sherry went live yet. And if she had already went live.
Oh, you both did that. That's funny.
Yeah, she had already done it. It's like, I got to do it. Like, she already did it. Like, I got to get them. It's like, all right, well, I know Coach Sherry going to do this later, so let me hurry up and get mine done. So it's done already when she gets ready to do hers. Like, it definitely helped to know there was some other set of eyes that would be on this if I don't follow through. So I want to second that. I think the other thing that was helpful, I didn't plan this at first, but I learned it from Coach Sherry. I was not familiar with the podcast option or section section in YouTube. And so I always thought of going live of like, I have to be all camera ready and etc. And one thing I got from the challenge was I let go of like a need for to look perfect to be on camera. Like I busted a
Me
capital
too.
here to my eye and still have a little bit of a zombie eye going on. And that has not stopped me from going live. Like, this is a medical condition, y'all. It'll go away. We'll talk about it and we'll keep it moving. But using the podcast option really gave me a very, very low barrier to entry way that you have no excuse not to do it. Like you're just talking. No one has
Exactly.
so that making
Exactly.
sure I had an alternative for when I really felt like, oh, I can't do this. Was I can at least use the podcast option. So that was also really helpful. And then it also gets to a point though, I would say I probably got here around, it took me maybe 60 days to get to this point, but you didn't want to disappoint yourself either.
Yeah.
Something you've tried before and maybe you've started and stopped and it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll start again. Like this, I didn't want this to be a time like that. This had to be and so I definitely reached a point where I didn't want to disappoint myself either. So that would push me through.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Like, listen, you're not gonna go to loser mode because you know how that negative down you can start talking like, yeah, I told you could do it. You want to be like, listen, it's a new me, it's a new vibe, it's a new trend. I'm gonna get this done because I'm done with procrastination. I said I'm gonna do this. And my word is my bond. So here it is. Let's get it in. So did you like plan out the 90 days? Because I kind of like plan like a month or maybe 2 months in advance of my topics and stuff. And obviously it changes. I just kind of go with my flow. But did you guys like sketch something out for like what you're gonna lay out? Or is all intuitive on in the moment?
In my dreams, like for real, that was always, I would have loved to have done that. It's just that I'm so busy for real until I just didn't even have time to plan for that part of it. So, I had my notebook and I would always say, okay. And even if I did plan some things, it wouldn't happen. It would, something else, another topic or something I wanted to talk about would come up. So that would be it. Can I say one more thing though about an accountability partner?
No, not allowed. Can't say
not allowed. No. Just let me slip it in just a little bit.
Go ahead, girl. You know I'm messing with you.
So, this is the thing. A lot of people start and stop, right? And if you have someone that you start with and you stop and they finish and you look and you're like, dang, if I would have just hung in there, I would have been done. But if you do something alone and you stop and you don't have, like, you may not even told anyone or a lot of people, or people weren't expecting you to finish anyway, you won't realize that the time that it took to do it is so quick in real life. But when you see someone that started with you and they go to the finish line, that's when you notice how like, wow, I could have been done too. And I did not want to have that feeling. That's the worst feeling, really.
Yeah.
So it was important to start and finish.
Right on. Now that's how we do it. You want to add anything to that, sis?
Yeah, because Coach Sherry, that's a good example of like what even made me want to start again. Because it was seeing channels that I've also started with maybe 5 years ago and seeing the results they were able to produce by being consistent on growing their channels over the course of 5 years. And looking at that and thinking, oh, if I had continued, where might I be? Right. And I didn't want I didn't want to be in 2025 saying the same thing.
Right. Exactly.
I hear you. And as we get more graceful or seasoned, as some may say, we feel like we just want to anchor down and do the damn thing instead of just like beating around and procrastinating. And I feel like this is a mindset that plagues a lot of us because of how we were nurtured or conditioned. And it's really hard sometimes to break out of that. So I really appreciate YouTube for what it's brought to me as a person. It has helped me so much because I had all these things inside of me to share. Well, not things, but information. Oh God, let me stop saying things before people start thinking I got demons or something.
Oh.
All right, y'all, I'm being silly. Y'all know how I do it. But what I'm saying is, I had knowledge to share. And I feel like it's our job when you have knowledge and certain understanding is to get out there and share it, because when you share it, you also learn from yourself. I personally, when I speak about things, I learn from myself, or sometimes I recognize something new within my sharing. And I just felt like it was therapeutic. When I got my first video out, you guys remember your first video? It felt like so good. I'm like, oh my God. And I was getting so many good like feedback and encouragement. And this was from the Tuba Chat community. And I was so new. And just to see how it was accepted, it made me feel encouraged. Not to go off topic, but I'm just saying YouTube could be therapeutic for some of us. For me, I feel like it is because I get to be me. Like I'm always me, but just to get to share is like almost like living out my childhood dream of being on TV or something like that, being animated.
Right.
Okay, we got a question in the chat. Question in the chat. Okay, let's bring it up here. What was the biggest challenge for you both? Ooh, was it the beginning, the middle, the end? Like, what was that like?
It was when life things happened unexpectedly. Like I went out of town a few times. I had a funeral out of state. I had my daughter's graduation, things that I just wanted to let my hair down and just be involved in the moment. But I knew I had to do my life, So, I'm in hotels, I'm in the lobby, I'm outside, I'm in the car. And Slasher Chick, you taught me that with the podcast, that you could be in your car. You don't have to be on camera. You could do it, faceless. So sometimes on my way to things, on my way home, like, okay, I'm tired today. Let me just on my way home go live. So when I get home, I can just relax.
Yeah.
So just, finding that time when other things pop up unexpectedly, or that require a lot more of your time. I was at conferences, I was on panels, I was presenting, things that really have your mind going, and you just want to, when you're not doing those things, you just really want to just woosah. And knowing I had to go live, and the way that we were going live too, by planning out and doing all this. So yeah, that part was a challenge. So that's all throughout.
But honey child, you did not rob us of delivering. Like you might have said you were tired on that panel, but you were still giving your best. If you didn't say you were tired, I would not have known because you were behind the camera. But your message was always on point for me. I'm like, oh, Coach Sherry, talk to me, soul sister.
Oh, thank you. I received that.
You're a professional.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sissy. You had something to add to the question?
Yeah, I think the hardest challenge was back to what you were just asked, Coach Sherry and I, about the planning. I would have also loved to have planned it out. And I think at a max, I maybe got 24 hours in advance, which even those days felt like a relief. So I think if I were to do it over, I think definitely planning out the full 90 days is hard because, as Coach Sherry says, like life happens. You're going to have other things you want to do. There might be things that happen in the news or pop culture or things that you might want to react to or respond to that still relate to your content. And so it gives you some flexibility for that. But just having something planned so like you have a backup to go to when life starts lifing. It's, I think, really helpful. And one other thing I would do if I had it to do over was that StreamYard does give you the opportunity to present like pre-recorded things, etc. I might have also done some pre-records in my back pocket so that if there was a day, like definitely there were days where I felt physically ill, but still, that'll be a podcast day. But right, I would have loved to on days like that have a pre-record available that I could still show up on camera. Because like you not wanting to disappoint yourself there also becomes a point where you don't want to disappoint your community that's coming to get the nuggets either, So that's I think, and to answer that question, that was one of the biggest challenges, was not having planned. I would do that differently.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question on back of that, and it has nothing to do with the 90 days challenge. It's on the tech side. You said StreamYard allows you to pre-record. Now, how do you do that?
So I don't know, because I still haven't tried it myself.
Oh. okay, no worries. Coach, are you ready to say something?
You know,
I do, but listen, I got the video part down. Slash a chick, follow me, but not so much the audio.
Okay.
Because I was part of a conference that Marlene Motivates put together, the empowerment conference. And I was like, oh, okay, I figured it out. I recorded on StreamYard and had it set as a premiere. And the audio wasn't on at all. So it was an ASMR.
Wow. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
So that's
the journey of a YouTuber.
Yes, it is. But I'm gonna try it. When I learn, y'all, I'll do a video on it. And
yeah, that'll be dope. We know you can do it. Thanks for that. Sweet Melissa, welcome in. And I see Chuba Chat is saying that since YouTube has lowered the requirements, you know, it's easier to become monetized. And I'm so grateful that they did, because this channel here was partially monetized first. And it really does help. It kind of gets you prepared for the full monetization. And, you know, it gives you hope, you know, hey, I'm halfway there. I was monetized, then demonetized, and that's a whole nother story. But it's all lessons, and you know, I always teach from what I learn, and kind of figure out how not to do it again. But who knows? We mess up from time to time. So, my darlings, we're looking at the beginning, the middle, and then the end. Which leg did you enjoy the most or the least, or was it like the same sweet flow? I would imagine, like for me, getting to the last part, I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired, but we're almost there. How did you guys feel? Ooh, they're really thinking about it. I feel like this is Jeopardy.
I want to say I enjoyed the middle. Because again, as the days were rolling, they towards the end, the days started to roll. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, I think I might have miscounted. Luckily, we put the number each day of how many days it was, because I would have definitely forgotten, for real. But towards the end, it really, to me, felt like leaving college. It felt like I was leaving for the semester. So I started to get a little sad. Yeah, I started to feel some kind of way, like, you know, and even someone said you could do 90, you could do 30 more, 90 more, you know, make it to 120. And I contemplated for a second, but I knew I needed to take a break. But I started to feel a little like, wow, I did that. But it wasn't that bad. And I met some good friends along the way, just like you would if you went away to college. You meet new people. You see some of the same people that you were there with the semester before. You learn new things, just like you would in college. You know, you set your room up the way you want. So we set our lives up the way that we want. And now we have to pack everything up. And it's not goodbye. It's just see you later, but it's not going to be every day.
Yeah, I feel you. So I like that comparison with college and everything. It's almost like, okay, you just kind of broke into this new vibration, this new program. Now you're going live every day. So now when you're no longer doing it, you're kind of like, you got the jitter finger, like, oh God, I want to go live, or whatever new challenge. I'm sure whatever new challenge you do, it's probably not going to compare to this, because this was a lot. Yeah. So you're not ready for any challenge. It's not even going to feel like a challenge. You're like, okay, good. But I'm going to do it because I know it's going to bring more consistency to my channel. Can I speak tonight? Y'all, that's tongue twister number 2. And for any of you in the chat that are counting, y'all know the tongue twisters, they come, but we roll with it. So go ahead, Slash a Chick. You wanted to share on that, like the beginning, middle, and then the end?
I would say for me, it was the end, because of kind of part of what Coach Sherry said, of like starting to feel like I hit my stride. That felt good, right? That was a bit of a booster. But I think the best thing about towards the end was the feeling of, oh my goodness, I really did this, and it was actually it was challenging. And once I got to the end, I was literally telling everybody like, oh, well, I can do anything for 90 days. Like for 90 days,
Yes.
I can't tolerate anything. Like so it really solidified that for me that like if I want to grow in any way, shape, form, or fashion, I can do it in 90 days. Period.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, and I think that's a great example of, we've talked, Coach Sherry and I've talked about this, about the trend of like how YouTube changed my life, like those kinds of conversations that are going on. Even if I didn't go back to my YouTube channel and I decide, you know what, that's not something I want to do. Just that knowledge of I can change anything I want in my life in 90 days.
Yeah.
That would be enough if that's what I came away from the challenge with, honestly.
Yeah, and that's powerful, it's so empowering. It's like, wait a minute, I can do it. It really sets your vibration to like that success mindset. And I respect that. So for those of you that might want to do a challenge because it develops a certain mindset, you develop commitment, I would imagine, strategies, I would imagine, learning to be spontaneous, and you just get in front of the camera and you just show up like professionals do. You might be tired, you might not be feeling well, but you show up anyway and you deliver it. Now that's training you for the big stage, the big leagues, whatever it is you got to do out there with your life. So what tips or what advice would you give to someone that might want to take on this challenge? Based on what you guys are telling me while you think about it, I would say, like Coach Sherry did, kind of like have your numbers in the beginning, organize some of those things, like, all right, this is where I am, this is where I want to be. And then at the end, you could kind of compare and see, did I meet these goals? Did I get close enough? Not to put yourself down if you didn't make it, but to at least see what you might need to tweak on your channel to actually get there. Because sometimes the algorithm just don't like us, and sometimes it does. So you just roll with it.
Yeah.
But that's a takeaway for me. Just get your structure down and make sure you have that laid out. And if you can plan ahead what topics you might want to talk about, but be open to, changing it if need be. But what else can you guys? That's what I took from what you guys said.
Yeah, definitely understanding your analytics and being able to read your analytics too, deep dive into them, knowing what time of day is the best time to go live. I know what time is the best time for me to go live, but I rarely was able to go live at that time. So I would say also calendar this in, make it as part of your priority. If this is one of your scheduled things, put it on your schedule so that you will honor it. I mean, probably at first it might be a little challenging to honor it, but after a while you'll start to see, okay, 15 more minutes, I have to go live. I'm going to adhere to that. Just like with your self-care, you put yourself on your calendar and do it just like you would something else. Don't let anything distract you. That's your time slot. And so I would say, I would definitely, that's something I want to do moving forward too. But, having those set times, because I was going live, just making midnight sometimes.
She's like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get it in.
I'm getting it in today.
Oh my God.
But ideally, I would have wanted to go live at like 6 p.m., if I could, or something like that. But it would be 10:30, 12, quarter to 12. I don't know. It was just a lot.
I've been on some of those live with y'all. Both of y'all, right? I think we're cutting it close to midnight sometimes. Oh, no, I still got some of your stuff in my chat in my watch later /chick to run. Because I like the stuff you share. It's always something that I can learn from you both. I'm telling you.
But that's a good thing to also remember too. People do put stuff in their watch later. So just because you don't necessarily see the numbers doesn't mean someone hasn't captured your content of like, hey, when I have time is actually when I'm going to go back and consume this. So you do never know who's watching. I think my one small tip, if you're going to do it as a live stream challenge, which is something I wish I had just thought of in advance, is always make sure you have water available before you start.
Yeah.
Inevitable. You are going to get thirsty in the middle of a live. Okay.
Yes.
Make that a part of your ritual and practice that when you set up for a live stream, you get your water.
Yeah.
That's my tip.
Or tea, no wine, because y'all, you'll be making a fool of yourself if you're like me drinking wine up here on YouTube.
Hey, if that's your content, do you, boo? But
Listen,
just know,
especially those Friday fireside chats that I, started to
Woo, girl.
Charlene, can I add one thing too? And people might see us up here and think that we know each other in terms of Slasher Chick and I. Literally, we've never met in person. We live many states apart. We've never spoken on the phone before. We just have had conversations in each other's chats. But it feels like I know her for real.
There's a closeness. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of YouTube. That's the authentic piece of YouTube. And a lot of people don't take advantage of that. That's increasing social capital, network. It doesn't always have to be a person right in your own backyard. This is, YouTube has what they say, the world is flat. And there is a book that's called that. And it's where, things aren't as far apart as you would think. Mm-hmm. And so I made a new friend out of this,
Yes, it's so beautiful. And
we will meet in person one day.
Y'all have to. It's a must. It's a given. Y'all got to film it too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I first, because I knew Coach Sherry before I met Slasher Chick, so my introduction to you was through Coach Sherry. And when I saw you in her chat, I really thought that, you guys knew each other from, connecting offline and stuff like that. Right. It's just amazing to me. And truth be told, I got to know you better through these live streams. I got to feel closer to you, Coach Sherry. And I felt like, oh, I got another sister. Like, she speaks my language. Because when you came back to my channel and you said certain things based on the thing that you saw, the content, I'm like, oh my God, this girl's right up my alley. This is my soul tribe. So I really, really appreciate that you guys took on this crazy, amazing challenge that I wouldn't do. And it has built relationships, and I think that's priceless. That's a big takeaway. And I've met a lot of people on here that I didn't expect to. I just thought, you come up and you share and you just have an audience and that's it. But there is really a community of support and love, people that encourage each other, and we learn from each other all the time. And I'm really so grateful, y'all. I really am. Let me not get emotional. It's like I'm not a family up here. You know what I'm saying? People that understand their journey, and it means so much. It keeps your fire burning. Ooh, and as I say that, I feel the burning in my chest, and I love it. Almost like if I had a drink of whiskey or something. If you guys ever had that.
Yeah, old fashioned.
Ooh, girl, look at you. Ooh.
And a cigar. Those were back in my last year days.
This is just water, y'all. This is just water.
Yeah, sure. Pink water.
It's just water with the Mio, because I don't actually really like that water doesn't taste like anything. So I need like at least a drop of some flavor.
Yeah.
I put lemon in sometimes people get my water. Yeah, I understand it. Cool.
I do mocktails, and they are amazing. They are very creative.
Oh, that would be a good thing for you to share on one of your Friday night chats, Coach Sherry. Some mocktail recipes. I'd love that.
Yeah, I want to know. Yes. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, every drink can be converted into a non-alcoholic beverage. That's basically what a mocktail is, non-alcoholic version.
It looks just as cute.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just found out about non-alcoholic beers today because I was looking at beers online. I'm like, really? Almost like, what's the point though? Because it's like a beer. You kind of want to feel a little buzz. But like the other stuff, like a daiquiri and stuff, I would love that non-alcohol for me because I just love the taste of it, or mudslides. I like those kind of things. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so let's get back to it. Let's shift back into it. Now, I want to know. People want to know. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. There's a question in the chat. Oh, and that's a good question. How did you guys celebrate? Because it's important to celebrate your wins. Did you do anything to celebrate? And my question in the back of that is really, I was going to ask, like, what was your mental health like as you were going through this, and your physical health? Did it take a toll on you? How did you balance it out? But let's answer the question in the chat first. I could always, say that again.
So I planned on celebrating in some kind of way because it actually ended on my Sweet 16. But I just couldn't figure out what kind of celebratory thing I wanted to do. And
Mm.
I'm the type of person that I like to do great things all the time, like whenever I feel like it, with my husband, I've been married 29 years. Don't give me anything on my anniversary or my birthday. Get it anytime. Like just, And
Yeah.
so when something comes to an end, I recognize it, I pause, I reflect, I glean whatever lessons need to be gleaned from that. But I didn't really do anything, too major, because I feel like I've done a lot of major things since then that were good for me. But I just can't
Okay.
recall like one specific thing because of that end of the 90-day challenge.
Okay. And how about you, sis?
So one way I celebrated was I had a gift for myself at the end. But I think it's a good example, a good answer for just how you said about staying on it. It's like you got to celebrate some of the milestones along the way, not
I
just
was
the
gonna ask about
end.
that too. Yeah.
And some of those celebrations were, just like patting myself on the back. It was only like personal bragging rights, but just acknowledging it to yourself, like, oh, even if it's just celebrating that, like looking at my analytics, I loved celebrating the difference between last year and this year, because although I might not have achieved my goal for my initial goal of monetization by the end of this challenge, right? Seeing that I've done 365% better than last year, it's like,
that's amazing, girl.
Celebrating.
Yes.
So I just recommend that if you're doing any kind of challenges, you do have to celebrate the growth and milestones along the way to keep you going. But I think even it's so funny that what Coach Sherry just said about her celebration is an example of what you shared earlier, Charlene, in that Coach Sherry comes with just a wealth and abundance mindset about everything in life, like, and then having her evidence that by that is a good full circle moment as we're towards the end of this
life. For reals. All right, y'all want to take a quick commercial break and then we get back to my question with self-care?
Okay. Sure. I love that you do those commercial breaks. I want to see
this. I know, I too.
Wait, you guys look forward to my commercial breaks?
Well, see, I don't even get commercials because I pay the premium for YouTube, so when the content creator makes their own commercials, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I love learning from other creators. And so I think that's a good way of, like, oh, Charlene, you had a video about I don't remember the exact title, but the concept was like, you don't have to wait for YouTube monetization to get monetized. I'm going to go ahead and launch my Amazon Associates program, and like, here's how you can support, and etc. I followed your advice. I made $6 now on Amazon. So
hey, we celebrate that. Listen, once you get the first 10 cents, you're like, I could do this thing.
That's so true.
I'm excited about that. All right, we will take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back after these messages. I'm so silly, y'all. Let me stop. Here we go. Are you feeling tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, and maybe even anxious? Then join me on my 3 days breathing and wellness retreat, where we come and we relearn how to breathe correctly, how to breathe to reduce stress, lower high blood pressure, replenish our cells. We learn self-care the natural way, and so much more. Check the description for more information and how you can join me on the upcoming 3 days breathing and wellness retreat. So we have about 4 levels of membership available. If you are in the vibration of wealth and wellness and prosperity for all, definitely check out our membership and all the perks that comes with it. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and you would love to be in our barter club, where we sit and discuss strategies and how to build our business, we exchange our different talents and skills to help each other grow. We even collaborate and form businesses together. We also do think tanks to help each other to bring ideas to life. We help each other to become more wealthy and to share that prosperity with our world. Together, we can create a better world as entrepreneurs and amazing people who believe in oneness and prosperity for all. So I invite you to join the membership, become a part of that club. And if you're not interested in the club and you just want to support the vibration and the energies of prosperity and wellness, definitely join our membership. And thank you so much. Abundant blessings now and always. Together, we can do so much more. Ubuntu love. Ubuntu love. For those of you that don't know what that means, it's an African word for I am because you are. And that's just really, truly my vibration. I'm not about, it's just about me. It's about how we can help each other thrive in this world. Because I don't know, we've been through something. Everybody got some stories to tell. And if I could make it a little easier just by being myself, why not? And find a platform where we can share and just help each other grow. And by the way, there's 6 levels of membership. I created 2 prior memberships before these 2 for those people that just want to support the growth of the channel. And I think one is like 99 cents and one is like $1.99. So I call those one Wealth Supporter and Super Wealth Supporter, I think. But the Barter Club starts, I think, at $4.99. And I just realized how long that commercial was. I need to remake one that's a little shorter. All right, ladies, let's talk about wellness on this journey. How did you maintain or not maintain? What would you change or tweak? I mean, what was your mental state like? Because I remember that 30 days challenge. I felt like, oh God, my nerves. I need some rest. What was it like, my darlings?
Yeah. I definitely went to bed later than typically. So
I failed on the sleep hygiene.
right. I definitely went to bed too late. And so by the end, I want to say by Wednesday, I would be like, whoa, hold on. I am tired. But I pushed through and it still worked out well. It still worked out well. But I definitely read more because I like to read anyway, but I took the time out intentionally to read more. So that's how I would unwind after my lives, would just to read, also to reflect more. I wrote a lot more, journaling and just putting down my thoughts. So that part for me was great for my self-care and being more reflective. I want to do what Slasher Chick did, which is the floating spa. I keep forgetting, like I remember, and then when I think, okay, I'm gonna do it on Wednesday or Thursday, and then I forget when those days come. But I am definitely, that float spot is calling my name. So that's what I wanted. And I went to the beach, and just being outside in the environment, it always brings me back and connects me.
That's true. Me too. I haven't been to the beach in like maybe 2 years. I need to go this year. This year cannot end without Charlene touching the beach. The beach needs to see this beautiful body.
Yes.
Hello.
The
I need to do it.
You do.
I think one of the things from a wellness perspective was definitely made me more present for the time that I was spending with people. Like in wanting to really be focused on that time together, and not be distracted by anything else. So I think that is definitely an aspect of wellness, in terms of spending that time with people that fill your cup. And so it just made me more present in those times where I was doing that, I feel like.
I think that's great because mindfulness is such a struggle for many of us. And, yours truly included, because there's so much that's going through your mind, especially with all that's going on. And it's something I'm always trying to work on, to be present. So as I become more aware of it, it really has been helpful for me as a mom, because you want to be there with your children and really tap into them and see what's going on, like hear them. Oh, sorry, just had a mommy moment there. So self-care is definitely a must on this journey. What tip or advice would you give to someone that's taking on a journey, like before that journey, during that journey, and maybe after it, to kind of like nurture themselves? Because I'm kind of asking you in a way, how did you restore yourself or reset yourself after the challenge?
I wish I
These
had
ladies are
done more of
thinkers, by the way. You see how they're not just spitting out answers, they're thinking about it. I gotta say, I admire that. You're probably the only y'all probably sisters without knowing. Like I kid you not.
Well, because I am constantly learning from Coach Sherry, and then I'm like, right now, I'm like, oh, I wish I had done more of that, like journaling, reflecting on the challenge throughout it, and
Mhm.
that's one thing that if I were to do it over too, I would do that. That sounds really really helpful and a great way to look back, but
Mhm.
just to process all the things that you're learning throughout. So thanks for that tip, Coach Sherry. I'm gonna do that for
You're
something
welcome.
for the next challenge I do.
Yeah, you're
I think
welcome.
that's something I could take, or any of us could take, not just for a challenge, but for like everyday life. Because from time to time, like I usually do it like when there's like a new moon or full moon. Usually, not every time. It's a good time to like kind of like reflect and see. Like now it's my birthday coming up this weekend. I'm definitely big on reflecting of like where I was, where I am, or where
Yeah.
I have to be, and getting not serious, I would say, because when I feel like I'm getting serious, I feel a restraint thing. I just want to go with the flow of where I'm supposed to be. You feel me? Welcome in, Frugal Mama, and thank you, Tori. Happy birthday to me. Facebook, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. We're talking about the 90 days challenge that these two amazing content creators did and how it affected their life. So I'm sorry I started streaming late on there. I just remembered. Not that I don't love y'all, but for those of you that are content creators and you would love to learn, just come on over to YouTube and you'll get the full stream there.
Mhm.
Fruga Mama, work out with me, work out with me. Welcome in, Sassy. Okay, so we talked about self care. We talked about how the journey was for you, what the analytics looked like. Is there anything else you would like to share before we close out this amazing vibration? And before we do, I just want to say again, thank you both for being so willing. As soon as I asked both of them, they were like, oh, heck yeah, we would love to share. That's a great idea, Charlene. Yeah, Charlene always has great ideas, right? But I really am grateful because I really feel like it's something that can benefit a lot of people in the community, especially people that are maybe not starting or they're seeing like their numbers like stagnated. Do something to give yourself the push because you can't want fire out of the fireplace without putting wood inside and just sit there and say, give me fire, give me heat. You got to put some wood in the fire, some fuel, light some matches or whatever it takes so that you can get that energy back, that heat. So anyway, just had to say that. You guys go ahead. If there's anything you want to add.
It's a good one. Sometimes 30 minutes felt a little long, but then sometimes it didn't feel long enough. And
Mhm.
I would say don't get discouraged if you give yourself that time frame. If you say I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it every day for 30 minutes. And just earlier, Slasher Chick had said something about the fact that we completed this challenge. We could do anything in 90 days. And one thing I wish I would have done is maybe incorporated one type of exercise to
Oh,
see how my body would have transformed in 90 days. Not
mm.
that I can't do that. That's one of the things that I'm thinking about just, for myself moving forward to do for 90 days. But I'm all about the 12-week year, and the fact that this is longer than a 12-week year, oh my goodness, the sky is the limit for sure.
Girl, no, 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 no. The
The
sky is not
sky's
the
not the
limit.
limit. It's
That's
beyond. It's
right.
beyond.
Yes.
That's
It's
it. We go
beyond.
beyond. That's it. Ayadeli, hey sissy, welcome in.
Um, I think my tip would be one, since we are talking about this, I still want to use this as an opportunity to express my gratitude. Thank you so much, Coach Sherry, for being my accountability partner. We did not plan that, but I could not have asked for a better person
Right.
to have
Same.
met along this challenge for sure. So I want to say that I have the chance to do so. And Charlene, you did this, and when you did your walk challenge, and although you're like, oh, well, this doesn't feel like challenge, I was doing this anyway. But you got out and walked every day. That part was like a stretch. But you then also started to say to yourself, well, maybe this or that would be more challenging for me.
That's
And
true.
so I
Still
would
didn't do it yet,
say,
but yeah.
yeah, for anyone who is considering it, think about like what your goals are and what might help you get there. It may not be go live every day. For
Mhm.
someone else, it may be I'm going to commit to posting a short consistently every day for the next 30 days or something. Like, it might be something else, but tailor it to kind of what your needs are, and then make sure it's something you still have to stretch into, because like you said, if it's like, oh, I could do this in my sleep from the very beginning, it's not going to give you that result.
Yeah.
But if it does feel like, oh, I am pushing myself further than I thought I could to do it, that'll hopefully give you that result. So just to tailor your challenge to the results that you're looking for, not just what you see in someone else do.
Yeah, that's true. Because sometimes, even if you do like something generic or whatever you want to call it, like for me personally, doing that 7 days, because I was so inspired, but I'm like, no way, I'm doing 90 days. So I'm like, okay, let me do the 7 days. But I realized, okay, I was doing this anyway. This is not a real challenge. But what would have been the challenge for me, and I'm still gonna do it after my birthday, is to be in front of the camera and to have a structure laid out for me where I'm like really following the bullet points and I'm, delivering with less tongue twisters and just be clear about it. I mean, I make fun of my tongue twisters, but I wish they wouldn't come, but they come. It's like whatever. But that's one of my thing. I want to get some of the kinks out of the way I present and stuff like that. So I think just being face on the camera, that's going to be a challenge for me. And I'm going to take all of the nuggets you guys give, like kind of write down where I am as I practice, and I get to talk more, and you just be in front of the camera. I probably wouldn't do it back to back every day, because I feel like when you're tired, sometimes when you're doing, especially face to face, it's easier to do it off camera. But if you're doing like on camera, that's my challenge.
Yeah.
It might be a little too much for me because of all the stuff that I do. I have little ones and all that. So maybe every 2 days or something, I'll figure it out. But the goal would be to just be able to angulate my speech in a way that's clear, concise, and it flows naturally. And of course, I want to be having a good time up here. I don't want to feel like a stiff, like, and in today's message, we're going to talk about like, hey, yeah, we're going to drop it today like this, that, and the other, just being myself. I'm not saying I want to be a stiff. God, no.
Yeah. And I think the best content creators are the ones that are more authentic. I remember, and I had shared this story before, when blogs were a thing, when everyone was writing content, putting it on WordPress or wherever, and people all over the world.
What's WordPress? I think I heard that talk before. WordPress.
WordPress.
Is that what is
It's
that?
like a place where you would, it's a website, and it's basically a place you can put, like if you were to write an article that wasn't published, you would post it on a WordPress, and it still is searchable and people can find it all over the world. And that was really, really popular probably in 2006, 2005, around that time. And a lot of people were doing that, especially with marketing, giving tips, giving advice. And I remember there was a woman that I connected with, and she was in Atlanta, and her articles would get so many reviews. It was like a written YouTube channel, but it was in writing, you had to read it. And people all over the world would say how impactful what she wrote was, and how they appreciate it and everything. And, and I knew what she was talking about. So when I was reading, I was like, okay, I get it. It is really good, but she has so many grammatical errors, but she had a really thick Southern accent, and that's how she wrote, just like her accent, right? So I spoke with her, so I knew what her voice sounded like. So when I read it, I can hear her talking. And so she didn't try to make it into any other type of grammar that wasn't her own. And so many people try to be so perfect, I want to make sure that I'm saying this right, I'm writing this right, make sure this is capitalized, whatever. But it's a message. People don't care about all that. And that's what I realized. So many people don't start because they're trying to be perfect. Be yourself. Have your voice come out. And that's what will attract the most.
That's solid advice. I dig that 110%. No, 1000%. That's real talk. And I'm doing this challenge this month, actually, for July, that Geeky Girl Journal created. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her, but it's a Be Yourself challenge. So what I do when I do it every time, I do it in a way where I'm not just talking about myself and the things I love, but I encourage people. I talk about different ways of how to be yourself, how to develop your confidence. And my last topic is going to be your best self. Like, who else can be better than you? You know, you're the best you. So I really have been enjoying it. And I see like people are really appreciating it. Like, oh, I came because of this topic.
Yeah.
And it's so real. Like, I even did one, I think Tuesday, because I do it on my Tuesday night podcast on Charlene Hill. And I spoke about how to prepare yourself for the best relationship or your next relationship or the right partner, the right person. And you know what I did? I took it to self. Because if you can't get yourself right, honey, really learn to love yourself, accept yourself. So everything that I spoke about, I brought it back in that, like, be your best self first before you go out there looking and you're broken. Release all the baggages and all that stuff. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go off topic. You see, that's why I need that challenge, right?
I love it. And I love your voice and how you deliver. Like, don't change too much, please. You know, it's relatable, and have those blooper moments and put them in. I might take, if I do a pre-record, I might maybe do it twice. Maybe after that second time, if it don't work, I'm picking one of the two. That's it.
I'm with you on that one, because I just I don't have time, and it's never going to be perfect. And if you are editing anything, you could spend forever trying to edit it to perfection. And I keep, like, done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody needs that message once you get it out there. And you know what? Seeing other people make mistakes on YouTube as they were live encouraged me to start sharing content. I'm like, shoot, she's messing up all these words and all that, and she's just rolling with it. I'm like, why not? It kind of helped me to take that barrier down, because I had one of those mindsets where everything needs to be perfect. You know, when you grow up in the Cinderella, Snow White kind of phase, it's like you expect life to be a certain way, and then when the reality hits, it's like, whoa, mama didn't prepare me for this.
Right.
Tori, I had to laugh at what she said. She said the no sleep crew. Team no sleep. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Terrell, absolutely. Done is better than perfect. Hey, welcome in, fam. I think that's your people, right, Slasher Chick? Isn't that your, because you're streaming on your channel, right?
I did, yeah. Oh,
and listen,
thank you for that too. Now I figured out how to do that too, thanks to you, Charlene.
Slasher Chick and Charlene, you'll need to make a video on that, because I don't know how to do that.
I'm sorry. I gotta back up for a second. I gotta listen. Woo! Did you hear what she just said? Slasher Chick, the tech savvy woman, sister here, just told me that I taught her something about tech. Oh my God. Now, if I was light skinned, y'all would see me blushing, right? I can't believe I taught you something in tech. Listen, I'm humble. I can't believe that. Like, seriously, that's a big compliment to me. Hey, I told y'all I was gonna drop it like that. Hey.
I'm telling you, I've said this to Slasher Chick in her chat before. Her videos are going to blow up because they are so amazing. The way that she puts it together, shows you how to do it, where to go with the AI tools that she utilizes. Come on, and just like you were saying, Slasher Chick, that things are they recommend things later, and you just don't know when it's going to hit. And I love that, because here lately, have y'all noticed that you are getting recommended videos that were uploaded 4-7 years ago?
Yes, that's why I had my rant, because I don't understand that, Coach Sherry. That was one of the things. Why are you recommending me videos for 5 years ago that are not, like, their recommendations aren't even evergreen content? It's like somebody's like, my trip to Disney from 5 years ago. And I'm like, what? What did I know? What did I tell you?
I didn't notice that. But I think that's great.
I see this.
Wow, see, that gives me hope. That gives me hope.
Yeah, right. And you know what?
It's gonna keep going.
Yeah, and from the beginning, I felt like, you know what, my video might not be perfect, the editing, whatever, but the message is there, and I know someone might need this. It might be 10 years down the line, but it's here for whoever may need it when they need it. So that's encouraging. Even if I see, okay, she got 20 views or whatever, somebody who needs it is going to get that message. That's how I look at things. That's
Absolutely.
how I look at things.
And as AI continues to evolve, Slasher Chick, 10 years from now, people will look back at you. They want to find your videos to see how AI has grown. And your video will be amongst those, the beginnings. You know what I mean?
Wow. You know
It's
what? I hadn't
history.
even thought about that. That's a
It's
good
history.
point. But you really do never know who's watching. Because Charlene, you just said something that reminded me. Like, I will often have your just calming lives playing in the background because I work from home and I like noise. So I'll have one of the like streams playing. I may never comment on that live stream ever because it's on my TV on the whole other side of the thing. But it might stay on the whole time it's running, and you just never know who or how someone, like you said, it's going to meet the person that needs it, and you don't know how they're consuming it, but you just got to keep creating.
That is so true. And not to go off topic, but someone reached out to me on Facebook the other day and they said, "Oh, I don't see you uploading those those reels, I think they call it on Facebook, those like positive, encouraging words anymore." I was like, "Oh, I don't do it, I'm mostly on YouTube now. I don't, post as often." They're like, "Listen, your stuff got me through some dark times. Yeah,
Wow.
that touched my
See?
heart because I had no idea. I had no idea." So it make me feel like, okay, I got to give Facebook some love again, but I can't promise because I will not extend myself where I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a balance. To me, balance is key. I cannot, because I've been through a mental breakdown before at a very young age, and I will never go there again because I know what it takes to maintain. And anytime I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I just got to slow it down, stop, breathe, and, because my wellness to me, that's paramount. I'm not going to take that for granted. But at the same time, it's encouraging to know that I'm a blessing to someone that's out there. All right, y'all, we're about to close it out. Hey, listen, ladies, I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. This meant a lot to me that you both were so happy and willing to come and share with the community, because a lot of people need this information, this encouragement to keep them going on their journey. Because each one of us, we all have a message to share. And I'm not just talking to my sisters on the panel, I'm speaking to everyone that's hearing my voice. You have a message to share, and it's paramount. Whatever your role is, your purpose is on this planet, don't take it lightly. Don't underestimate who you are or undervalue who you are. Your role is paramount. It may not be on a grand stage, like, say, a queen or a president or something, but your spark is important because it's going to trickle into others. It might be 20 years from now, 30 years from now, maybe after you're gone, that your light will carry on in a way that's going to be a benefit to this planet. COVID has taught us that we're all connected, and the things we do affect each other. So please, on this journey, make sure you're giving love to yourself and to those people that you serve, the people around you. And don't ever neglect self-care, because it is so paramount. So if you're going to do a challenge, prepare your mind, body, and everything for it. Like I always say, on the journey of success, look at the beginning and also see the end and decide that BS is going to happen. BS as in life is going to show up. And I learned this phrase now. Some people say life be life, and it's going to happen. But you got to make that decision from the jump that it don't matter what happened, what situation, what circumstance, I will achieve this goal. I will get this done. It doesn't matter what comes my way. I am committed, and this thing is going to happen. And I'm not saying be hard-headed and, go against the flow of nature. Always work with synchronicity. Work with the divine energy. You don't have to fight to achieve your goal and exhaust yourself. Whenever you're feeling like that, and this is where self-awareness and mindfulness comes in, pay attention to your feelings. Because sometimes when it's feeling like, oh God, I'm not feeling that joy. I'm just feeling like I'm going for this goal and I'm going for it. And you're losing that joy. You're losing that sense of self. Please don't forget that, because that's important. You don't just want to get to that goal and, okay, you got there, but now you're exhausted. Now you're tired and you feel resentful. Like, okay, now I'm here. You want that energy of like, okay, now I'm going to celebrate. I got here and I had fun doing it. Okay, that's just my vibe with fun. All of us is not about fun. Whatever your vibration is, make it work for you, but make sure you're not straining yourself. Make sure you're going with synchronicity and flow. My sisters, do you have anything to share with the audience? I'll give you each a spotlight. Remind our people who you are, what your channel is about, and then any closing words. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? I'm trying to do the polite thing. Coach Sherry, I'll put you up. You know what? Let me put Slasher Chick up first because she came first.
Okay, I'll go.
Sherry?
Well, and because I also did have something to say that as you think about your format, Charlene, great job on interviewing. So maybe interviewing is the live stream format for you. But I will quickly close mine up by saying, my name's Alicia. My channel is Slasher Chick TV, where we like to talk about growth mindset and negotiation strategies so that you can design a life that you love, even if it's scary to other people. And I would just close, since we're talking today, that if no one else told you, you are more than enough, and I love you.
Aw.
And now I muted myself. I'm sorry. I thought that was just a beautiful thing that you just said. It's straight to the point and it's beautiful. And we love you too, girl. We love you
Yeah.
too. And one thing I want to say about Slasher Chick, what I like, one of the things I love about you, not like, but love, is that I'm of that same mindset because growing up, it's like, okay, you want chicken or beef? I want both. Why can't I have both? Like, why not? Why does it have to be this or that? How about this and that?
And
You
Yeah,
know, that
it makes
wealthy,
perfect
abundant
sense.
mindset. I love it.
I want an
Let me
air
tell
and
y'all.
sky meal, air and land meal.
right.
When I first saw her name though, Slasher Chick, I was thinking like horrors. You know, like slasher, like I didn't get it at first. I was like, oh, that's what you mean by slash, this or the other. But thank you for being you and for showing up on your platform as your beautiful self and helping us to open our mind that we don't have to choose between this or that. It could be both or more than both, however many. But go ahead, Coach Sherry. Sherry's in the house. Hey.
Thank you so much again, Charlene, for inviting me to be on this platform. I'm grateful to have shared this space with you and Slasher Chick tonight to share the outcomes and the challenges and successes of the 90-day challenge that we have just completed. And so again, I'm Coach Sherry, and my channel is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, real life, real issues, and real talk. And my goal with my content is that you walk away with new knowledge, with nuggets that you can implement into your life right away. And this is something I always say is it's so important to practice every single day. So many people, they let days go by without improving themselves, without upskilling themselves, reskilling themselves, and you need to do something to better yourself personally and or professionally every day. Practice so hard that when you get into that game, whatever that game is, whatever the field, whatever the arena, whatever the boardroom, when you get in, you will always get in and win. And I invite you all to come over to my channel. And if you are interested in understanding how to improve yourself personally and professionally, that's where you can join that team and learn those things. So thank you. And thank you all for being in the chat. Your chat was tremendous. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, sis. And guys, their channel link is in the description. So all you got to do is go to the description box and click that link. Also, down below in the description, I believe I have my Amazon store. So if you shop Amazon, be sure to check your girl out. It doesn't change anything for you, it doesn't change the price. All you're doing is helping to circulate prosperity into my life, material prosperity. And I really do appreciate that. Listen, I believe if someone is giving you, if you're not able to like maybe financially give directly, but you can do it indirectly through Amazon purchases or what, and you're doing it anyway, why not circulate the money back to someone that's bringing you something? And it doesn't have to be me. I'm speaking for all content creators. If people are bringing value to your life, find ways to give back. Even if it's just with your words, you're sending blessings to them. Do it.
Yeah.
Those who give to prosperity can't help but be prosperous in turn. And that's some wealth wisdom there, y'all. And that's for free. So take it. Y'all, I just love y'all vibration. I feel like I don't want to go yet. But listen, I felt like there was something else I needed to say or ask the two of you, you sisters, before we've left. Did you guys have any questions for me? Oh, I know what it is. Y'all not going to like this, but you might love it. So, because it's my birthday, y'all, I'm going to have my guests sing me happy birthday.
Whoa.
Yes, they didn't know they were coming into this trap. They're going to be on the spotlight and sing happy birthday to me.
All right.
Are y'all really going to do it for me? Oh, my God.
I mean, you asked.
I'm
All right,
ready.
let me drop a beat. Let me drop a beat. Let me see what beat I
What
got.
version?
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, I mean, we're so good. I don't want you to get a copyright strike from us sounding like
Hey.
Stevie Wonder or something.
Right.
You know?
I want family in the chat. Y'all could drop some emojis to celebrate the birthday with me. Come on, let's get it. Let's get the vibes up before we close it up. Hey, do you like this beat? I don't have a lot of beats on you. This is good?
Okay,
I like all beats.
I'm gonna try to freestyle one for you, okay?
All right, let's do it.
And then Coach Sherry, you can pick it up.
Okay.
Okay. It's your birthday, Charlene. And we're here on this live scene. And we're going to sing to you the words so that you know that you're special. And here we go, Coach Sherry. We're about to pick it up. Here comes the hook. Pick it up now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Charlene. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Charlene. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm trying to tell you in my head.
What you get when you work with Coach Sherry, because Coach Sherry will teach you if you stay ready, you never have to get ready.
Right. That's right.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Listen, thank y'all for getting silly with me, for participating 100%. You guys came out to share, you did your thing, and I really appreciate it. And this was the thing that I forgot to say, that Coach Sherry on her channel, I kid you not, like I might come on here and give you some things, information, but Coach Sherry, she goes into details. You will get practical steps on how to do whatever it is that topic is. So get your notebooks out. She gives you practical steps on how to change your life or how to implement new habits and different things. She speak about barriers, creating barriers, protecting yourself. So make sure you check both of these amazing content creators out. Please, it's important. And listen, I can't believe that just came to me as I was on the panel. I was like, I can ask them to sing happy birthday to me. And you guys did it. I'm so grateful. I know y'all bashful and all that, but Coach Sherry was like, oh God, I don't get to do that. But listen, if you can't laugh with yourself and at yourself, man, it ain't nothing. So thank you for being my real sisters, man. I appreciate y'all so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the birthday wishes from my chat family. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Hey. Oh, for everybody that sent me the cash apps, thank you. And the PayPal, I didn't even check it yet, but thank y'all. Appreciate you. I'm going to do a video to shout out everybody that sent. So thank you in advance. If you didn't send, just send blessings through the airways. We're going to get this camera. We're going to get this laptop. We're going to have some fun doing it. All right, let's close it out, y'all. Peace out. Let me find a nice video to close it out with. What are you guys in the vibe for? You know what? We're talking wealth, so why not do some wealth? I think this one is wealth. Let me see. Hopefully I'm right. Every day, in every way, I am growing. In every season of my life, I'm growing and expanding. I'm always learning to be a better version of myself. Whenever I make a mistake, I forgive myself. I allow myself to grow. I allow myself to evolve. I'm always open to learning new things that will help me to be